Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Bailey and I'm a first year teacher, and in this video I'm going to be talking a little bit about what I've been doing to prep for the new school year. So I am a first year teacher. I just graduated college, and that kind of puts me in this awkward situation where I'm not really sure how to plan for the school year because we don't really know what that's going to look like yet. So I'm just going to share some of what I've been doing. So this is kind of going to be like a haul video too, so I'm going to show you some of the stuff I bought as well. So first things first, at the beginning of the summer, I knew like I wanted my classroom to be super colorful. Like I basically chose a theme, and that theme was super colorful-ish type stuff. And sorry, everything is sitting around me that I'm going to show y'all. So I went ahead and decided like how I would want my bulletin boards to be, even though we're not sure completely what that's gonna look like still, because I haven't even gotten to see my classroom. I just know that I'm gonna have some bulletin boards, and I'm like unpacking a box here so I can show you stuff that I've been doing and working on. So one of the first things I did was I bought this beauty. So I got this from Michaels. Always go to Michaels for these. They're regularly like $40, but you can get them on sale for $15. That's how I got this one. And inside of this, it completely opens up, and then you have all of these little cups. So people use this for a lot of different things. I've seen Michelle Ferreira, A Pocket Full of Primary, use these for storing like center cards, essentially. I don't remember exactly what she called them, but it was like she stored cards for them. I'm using them to store my bulletin board letters. So I went on, it was either TPT or Pinterest, and I found these letters. I'm going to do my best to find them and link everything down below, but no guarantees. And I printed them off on their solid black. I printed them off on multicolor paper. I laminated them, cut them out, and I have 2 different sizes and 2 different types. So these are going to be more to be like a banner, and I have put hole punches up in the top corner. And then I just have that for all of the letters. Now, one of the next things that I actually bought it at the same time at Michael's. These can also be kind of expensive. But again, always check Michael's because you can usually get them for a bit cheaper. I bought these clear storage containers. Now this one has some stuff that I kind of accumulated over the years of my student teaching. So I have stapler, hole punch, another hole punch. This one does like the bigger hole punches, and I'll show you what I'm using this for here in a minute. I also have ink pad to go with my stamps. This is one of my stamps. It just says this book belongs to, and then you write your name in it. Got scissors. And then I've also got this chalkboard sign. So I am going to be teaching 4th grade. And this just says first day, and then I wrote on it 4th grade. It says first day of 4th grade. Then on the back it says last day of, and you can decorate. This is also chalkboard. To write on it, I use a chalkboard marker. Now this right here I got from Walmart. I actually just got this recently. So I am in a block schedule. We are departmentalized. Hopefully we get to stay that way this year. But either way, I still wanted to have multicolored binder clips. So if I get to stay on the block schedule, my groups are gonna be green, pink, and blue. So block 1, 2, and 3. And then if not, then I'll use these for different subjects. But inside of here, inside of each of these little containers, inside of this big container, I have binder clips. And the binder clips correspond with the color of the container. So like this one here is green, container's green, they match. And this I got from the binder clips I also got from Walmart in a pack that had binder clips, paper clips, and push pins. The only downside to the binder clips was it's green, red, blue, and yellow instead of green, pink, blue, and purple. So it's the way I did that with the binder clips is green, red, blue, and yellow. It's the only way I could think to do it. Like I said, I am a first year teacher, so I have a lot that I'm having to do for my classroom to start off with. Well, not have to, but want to make it more engaging for my students. And because of that, I didn't feel like spending a bunch of money on buying multi-packs of binder clips just so I could get the colors I wanted to. So I kind of made it work, where we have the same shades of colors, I guess I could say. So like pink can also be red. I'll show you that again here in a moment. And then my purple, I'm trying to keep purple, so I'll probably try to buy some binder clips that are purple eventually, but for now we're just going to use the yellow. Then the next thing I have is just some more of those letters. These all need to be laminated. Another cool idea I saw, Pinterest is your best friend, I'm just saying, is I saw where you could take a manila folder and you can laminate it. And now there's multiple different things people are using these for. I'm kind of going back and forth on what I want to use it for. Right now I just did this one that says top secret super important teacher paper. So like if I need a student to run something to the front office, it can just be slipped in here, taken up to the front office, and then they can bring the folder back after giving it to whoever up front. But so what I did is I have a standard like sheet paper divider, so I had to take one of the bigger sheets, the like 11 by 17 sheets, and then cut it down to give me a little extra space around the manila folder. And then I ran this through my laminator, and then I just trimmed it up even more. Then I took an X-Acto knife and cut up top so that you can stick your papers in it, and I also cut underneath the little prongs so that you can close the manila envelope. So some uses that this could be for would be like this, where you can send stuff to and from the office or team teachers. There's also being used for absentee homework. So the idea is you would laminate it, then put like a sheet of paper or something on the front that you could write on, or you would put a sheet of paper on it like I did here and then laminate it, and then you could use a marker that won't just wipe off, but you could get it off like a Sharpie or something that you could use hand sanitizer or something to get it off with. And you would have the student's name and then like the dates they were out and when they have to return it. Or you could even put sticky notes on here to do that. But yeah, there's a few uses for manila folders. If you look on Pinterest, sorry, my nose is itching really bad. That will tell you like what you can use those for. My next big thing that I bought this a while ago and I've just been using it at home. But I love this caddy. I got it from Target. I do not know if they still have them because I got it like a couple years ago. I got it because I saw it on one of my favorite YouTubers videos, Michelle Ferre at A Pocket Full of Primary. I absolutely love her channel, so you should definitely go check that out, as well as Bridget over at The Lettered Classroom. They are two of my favorites. Now I am finding more here recently because a lot of more teachers are getting into YouTubing, which is awesome because I know I love that resource in college, is being able to watch how other people taught, as well as my mentor teachers and professors and everything. So yeah, that is awesome. So in here I have it separated. I have two sections of markers. I have just my Inkjoy gel pens. I have my Flair pens. I need to get more pencils, and then these are just regular blue and black pens. because I hate having to like dig through these to find a blue or black pen. So my standard blue and black have their own section. And my markers, I have Mr. Sketch markers, and these do have the chisel tip. I love these for writing on, ew, that's fuzz. I love these for writing on the anchor charts, for making anchor charts. These are awesome. Mixed in with my markers is also going to be my highlighters and some expo markers. Obviously, once I get into my classroom, my expo markers will be taken out of this, but for now they're staying there. And once they're out, I will fill it up with more. Guarantee you, because I am slightly obsessed with pens. Back to my bulletin boards for a minute, because I mentioned that. I got this bulletin board paper. I absolutely love just the feeling of this paper. I haven't seen it in use. I've always seen the butcher paper, but from what I've heard about it, the reviews I've read, and what I've seen the little bit on YouTube, it is like the best paper. So it's better than paper bulletin board roll. It is a resource created by teachers for teachers. You can actually write on this with an expo marker and it'll wipe right off, which is absolutely awesome. Then I also have this. So this bag is actually just a handbag that I had gotten to go with a purse. There's other ways to organize this stuff that I'm fixing to show you, but I chose to just stick it in the bag so I can grab it and go if I need it. So in here, I have a mini first aid kit. I got this from Walgreens, but I've also seen them at Walmart and Target. It just has multiple different types of sizes of Band-Aids, and it has like, they're colorful. They're really cute. I love cute and colorful stuff. And they also have unicorns in this one. So yeah, this is an awesome thing to have on the go. These are Shout Wipe and Go stain remover wipes. So it's essentially a Tide to Go pen in a wipey form, which is awesome. I put some deodorant in here, some bug spray because, you know, going outside for like a field day or whatnot, a lint roller because for those very important meetings with parents and you look down and you just have dog hair all over you or a bunch of lint and you have no clue where it came from, just grab this thing quickly. All set. I also got sunscreen again for those awesome outdoor days that you don't really know what's going to happen. I have two different types. So I have Excedrin because I get really bad migraines, which have actually stopped recently, which is awesome. Weirdly, I got this piercing. It's called the Daith piercing, and I got it because I read and heard amazing reviews about like how it can help with migraines. It has helped with my migraines because I was getting one every day. Now I'll get one like maybe once a month, once a week, depending on if I wear my glasses or not. I'm not currently wearing them because they have the blue light reflection, so you'd be able to see yourself. You'd be able to see me recording this in my glasses if I was wearing it. Then I also have Tylenol. This is just a generic brand. Q-tips, because, you know, girls in makeup, Q-tips. Lotion. I actually have 2 little bottles of it. I have a toothbrush, toothpaste, and some mouthwash. I forgot what that was called for a second. Mouthwash all in here. I also have some just wipies to be able to clean up messes and stuff, you know. And then also some other personal hygiene things. Okay, so this is basically like my emergency to-go kit. I'm also going to be putting together an outfit to go stay in my classroom. I just haven't decided what I want that to be. It might be something just as simple as jeans and a t-shirt, or it might be a dress and a cardigan. I know I'm going to have a sweater that I want to stay in there, and also an extra pair of shoes. But yeah, you know, just never know what you might need on a day-to-day basis with elementary school kids. So I don't know if I mentioned this, but I am a 4th grade ELA teacher. So everything I'm showing you here, I think you could use it in your class no matter what subject you teach, because we all kind of have the same standards of what we need. I don't have access to my curriculum yet, I also haven't seen my classroom. So as far as organization stuff, I don't know what I need, so I haven't bought a lot of stuff. I have a bunch of library books for my classroom library, but they are currently in storage and I haven't gotten them out yet, so I cannot show you that yet. Showed you the manila envelopes. Okay, I gotta get this one. So I have just the standard everyday teacher toolbox, and I actually found these on TPT for free. If I can find them again, I'll link them down below. I have not saved everything that I have gotten off of there, but you know, it's okay. So also in here, so I don't lose it, I put my lanyard. I bought this off of Etsy, and I will definitely link this down below. It is awesome. Look, these little beads make like a pencil, and I absolutely love it. I also got the shirt I am currently wearing off of Etsy, and I have a matching cup that I will show you that goes with it. I love Etsy, TPT, and Pinterest. So yeah. Then also from Michaels, more stamps. So these are just a bunch of emoji stamps. I love the way these stamp. And then, so fun fact, I am 22 and married. Me and my husband knew pretty quickly that it was it. We were getting married. We knew the other one was the one. So that's what we did. So we actually went on a date night to this place called Splits. It's like an arcade, bowling alley, and restaurant all in one. And we won a bunch of tokens, and I bought a bunch of stuff to put in a treasure box. I have not gotten the treasure box yet. That's from a toy we bought and played with. I have not gotten the toy box yet, but I have stuff to put in it to it. Treasure box, not toy box, treasure box. Okay, the next thing I'm going to show you, because that box is empty, and all that's left in it is some folders that go with the next thing I'm going to show you. So, got book bins. Now, I know I've mentioned several times we don't know what the school year is going to look like because of COVID. I am hoping, fingers crossed, that we can still do small groups. I'm not sure how that's going to look like, but essentially if we are able to have small groups, I'm going to have 4 groups. I have 3 classes. That's why there's 3 of each color. So I'll have the purple group, blue group, pink group, and yellow group. Now, I did mention earlier that I have been having issues finding matching pink stuff. So, like, I didn't have the pink binder clips. They also didn't have pink folders to match this. So, their folders are red, but they are still going to be the pink group. I have these just labeled block 1, 2, and 3 so I can reuse them every year. I am going to be creating a literature, my small groups is going to be called their literature circle because I do teach ELA. Now, that's not saying that it is strictly going to be a reading circle. I am also going to be doing, like, if they need more help on the standards and stuff like that in this literature circle, then we'll be focusing on that too. However, go check out A Pocket Full of Primary. She has an amazing video on how she does literature circle, and I went and bought her a resource for literature circle because I absolutely loved it, and I will be showing you that here in a minute too. So with the literature circle, I bought, for every color of book bin I bought 20 folders to match. These are the red ones. They go with my pink one. Blue goes with blue. I have yellow and purple in the box back here. I bought 20 of each because I figured I'm going to have, in speaking to my principal, the typical class size is 24 to 26 students per class. I am going to have 4 groups, so I figured that's going to be about 6 per group. So I bought a few extra just in case I needed them. Now, the next thing I bought was from the Dollar Tree. I would have loved to be able to get black, but they did not have the black ones, so I went ahead and bought the white ones. I also got this idea from A Pocket Full of Primary. So I just bought 3 of these little baskets, and they're going to be my turn in, later missing, and then absent work. So they're all turn in bins, but it's going to be categorized by what they're turning in. So turn in is going to be anything that we're doing that day. Late and missing work is going to be if they didn't turn in an assignment, or they lost an assignment, or they had to finish an assignment. It's going to go in that bin so that I know what it is. And then absent work, obviously it's for any time they were out and they have work to turn back in. So with these comes the color-coded binder clips. So my idea is that I'm going to have the students collect their own work, which I did in my mentor teachers class. It was just really hectic because then I'd have each table bringing me their own papers, whereas I'm going to have them group them up in a table and then have one person go and collect all of the group's papers, collect all the papers. So like if they're sitting in a group of 5, then that group has their papers collected, and then one person will go around and collect each group's papers, and they will binder clip it according to their class. So that's where the binder clips come in with these. Next I have a book buddy. The book for him is in here. Is it in here? No, it's in this next one I'm going to be showing you. In this next box for stuff that I'm going to be showing you. So I actually have 2. This one is just like a marshmallow. What did they call him? His name is Beakley or Beakle. So I got this from Kohl's. You know that big hole punch that I mentioned? So I'm using it to label my books. I got this circle from A Pocket Full of Primary on TPT. She does have a TPT store. So they each have an icon. So the graduation cap is going to be like my personal books that I'm using for like read alouds or examples in our lit circle or whatnot. And so this book buddy goes with this book. Now on the inside, is this a good one to show? So this one doesn't show up very well because of the color of the inside of the book. But that is essentially what like my stamp looks like. And then I wrote on there, I'll show you if I have a better one here in a second. So that's one of the book buddies. Then I also have Humpty Dumpty for the book after the fall. So with this one I might have to, I noticed that a bunch of kids don't know like the typical nursery rhymes that I know, that I knew growing up. So I might have to like make sure they know the Humpty Dumpty like story rhyme, and then they can read this book afterward, and then we'll read this book afterwards. So yeah, and again I just have that labeled. I got these from Kohl's. I absolutely love going there for book buddies with matching books. I know it's not the cheapest thing, but I did enjoy getting these from there. The next thing was actually given to me by the school that I intern taught at, and it's called The Most Magnificent Thing. If you have not read this book, it is a great growth mindset book, and you can find so many activities to go with it on Pinterest, on TPT. It is just an amazing resource, especially for those older kids that you're trying to teach about growth mindset, but they've heard the younger kids' books over and over again. And was it this one? Okay, it was not this one that at the end. So basically in this story, she's trying to create something and she keeps failing at it. She gets mad. She's like, I give up. And then she comes back to it a little while later. And when she comes back to it, she sees parts that worked and parts that didn't work, and she puts the parts that worked together and makes what she was wanting to make. And again, I have it labeled. So yeah, that's that. At Target, I found these All About Me books, and so they just have a bunch. These were in the Target dollar spot. It came 8 for $3, I believe. Yeah, so it was either 8 for $3. It was $2 or $3, and you got 8 of these per package. So I got 24 because that's all they had, and I don't feel like trying to find Sorry, I'm losing my voice here for a second. I don't feel like trying to find more of these. So what I'm going to do for the one class that I don't have enough, or the other two classes, I am going to take, where is it? I have one of these that I took the staples out of. I'm going to go up to Office Max, and I am going to copy these. I know that technically could be considered copyright, and they won't copy it for me. But I also know, because I used to work with Office Max, and I've done a lot of stuff with copyright, and I had to go through full training for copyright, that if I am using it in my classroom, I'm not selling it, I am not distributing it other than to my students, I'm using it for educational purposes, I have every right to copy it. So I'm going to save myself some money, because I cannot guarantee that I will find these again next year, and depending on how it goes this year, I would really love to use these. I am going to make more copies of these, and they are going to just, make more copies of these for my students. So this is going to be an awesome first week activity. There's, I think I counted 12 pages. And we're only in school for 4 days the first week. Students go back on August 11th, and teachers go back August 3rd. I'm hoping I get to get in my classroom a little bit earlier than that, just because I am a first year teacher, and so there's going to be a lot of setting up that I have to do and figuring stuff out. So yeah, I think this is going to be a great morning work, get in the groove, starting activity for the first week. Alright, what else do I have? So from the Dollar Tree, I had originally thought about using these as turn-in bins. Now I think I'm just gonna, I have 6 of these. So now I think I'm just gonna use these to grade work. So I'll have them Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and go back. So again, I'll have them binder clipped by class. And these are just those stackable file bins. And I'll have them binder clip by class, and I'll have them to sort me having to grade them. And my goal is, I know this may not be a realistic goal, but my goal is on Friday to have everything from that week graded and put into my grade book. How realistic that goal is, I'm not positive, but that's the goal. That's what we're sticking with. I have these strips. Now, I'm not positive what I'm going to use these for yet. I'm thinking I'm going to use these for a word wall, or I'm calling it my quote wall, because in my internship, I taught 5th grade ELA for my internship. And I'm going into 4th grade ELA. So something I did in my internship that I really loved and wish I could have continued throughout the school year. However, I only was interning from January through May in this classroom, and then because of COVID-19 we were out of the classroom March 13th, so I only got to do this for a month, but I love the impact that it had on my students. So what it was is we focused on a different character trait every month, and with that character trait we had a quote of the week. We also had a read aloud that we would revisit throughout the month. So I would have the word, the definition, our quote of the week, and our read aloud all displayed up in the front of the classroom where all the students could see it. And so the character trait could be integrity. So anytime an opportunity came up to talk about integrity, I would remind it. So when testing, because integrity is being honest, that's just the condensed version of it. Hey, can somebody remind me what integrity is? All right, so y'all make sure y'all are having integrity while we're doing this independent work or quiz or test or whatever. So that's another thing that I saw. So I don't remember what video I was watching or what resource they were on, but the assessment they called a genius challenge. So I don't want to tell my kids, oh, we're testing today. Because I know a lot of people have test anxiety. So I want it to be more hey, I'm giving you this genius challenge. I want to see how well you do with this genius challenge. And also with my test, I'm going to remediate, obviously. And then I also want to give my students the opportunity to retake the test. And that way they can improve their score on it. So with that, the way it was done for me in high school, and I really like the fact that my teachers did this way. So you would get your test back, you'd write down the wrong answer, and then next to it you would put correct answer is, and then you would put, like, say I got the answer was A, or I put the answer A and my correct answer was B. So the correct answer is B because, and you'd have to justify why it was that correct answer. And then you'd also have to put where you got that information from. This is turning into a really long video. I'm sorry, guys. So yeah. So this just has some basic stuff from, oh, I got these dry erase board erasers. These are gonna go with these dry erase sleeves. So I know a lot of people use whiteboards. I just thought that was a little bit expensive. There's no easy way to store them, and they also get really dirty really easily. So I know these are probably going to get dirty too, and I'll have to replace these eventually. I bought these in a 36 pack off of Amazon. They came with markers to go with it. These are just dry erase sleeves. You can slip papers in here and then they can write on it. So I can use these multiple different ways. One of our biggest ways is probably going to be just slipping a white sheet of paper in here and then using it as a whiteboard. However, I can also put like a worksheet in here for centers and have them work on that. That way we can use these in multiple different ways, and that makes me so excited. I also have these file folders. Let me explain what I'm going to do with these because I have not opened them yet. So I'm going to take these to Office Max. I'm going to get them to laminate all of them, and then I'm going to cut them out. So once they're laminated, I'm going to use the book to demonstrate. So once they're laminated, they're going to be their privacy folders. So like they'll just open it up like this, where when they're taking a test, nobody else can see what they're doing on their paper. And then I also have, so I drink water like crazy. I always have to have a cup, but I am terrible about remembering a cup. So I'm taking this cup. It's a Sunshine. I've had it for like ever with a straw. I'm going to take this and leave it in my classroom just in case I forget my cup that day. So yeah. And then another thing I got was binders. Now that's 10, 11, 12, 13. I have 14 different binders right now. Let me explain why that is. So I told you I am departmentalized. I have a block schedule, so I have 3 classes. So for each one of those classes, I have their student info. These binder covers I bought off of TPT from A Pocket Full of Primary. Again, it's just a simple, sleek design. They're black and white. I printed it on colored paper. Now, she has the matching binder spines, but because I was doing this off of my iPad, I couldn't figure out how to access them. So what I did is then I just laminated a piece of pink paper. I took a Sharpie. I wrote exactly what I wanted it to say, which matched the front cover on it, and slipped it down on the side. So for each block, I have one of these binders. And then inside of it, I have the A to Z tabs. So that's 26 students. So what I'll do is, instead of like trying to alphabetize my students, no, I'm not trying to do that. I'm just going to go in and write their name. So you know how a lot of students get assigned a number? My students are going to be assigned a number 2. I just couldn't find the number tabs while I was looking for the tabs. So I grabbed the letter tabs, and so their name is just going to go straight down the center, and I'll number outside of it so that I can say, oh, I'm looking for student number 7, whatever. And then, oh, hey, 7's K. I know 7's not actually K. Just guesstimating here. And flip to that student's information. Now this is going to have parent contact documentation in it, any like assessments that I need to keep because they didn't do very well on them, their reading surveys, any like conference forums, anything like that's going to go into here. So everything pertaining to the student. Then I have what I mentioned earlier, my literature circle binders. So in here, I just went to, again, I got this from Pocketful of Primary, and again, I have it just labeled on the outside with the same color. I didn't write what it was because it's going to be sitting with my literature circle stuff. So I know that the purple is for the purple group and so on and so forth. My literature circle binders are the only one that's not labeled here. So inside, I've got this awesome, this all comes in the bundle from Pocketful of Primary. It has like an organizer. So each kid in the group gets a role, and each week they have a different role, and this is to focus on chapter books. My first few weeks while they're getting used to it, I'm probably going to use just a picture book for them to go do. And then that way we can work through it together, and it's a little bit easier because it gives us more time for discussion and whatnot. So each week they'll have a different role. So so when I'm filling in the students' names, I know how to actually do it. I know how to actually say, hey, you get this one this week. And it's going to say, so I went through and I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then just went down the line. So it'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then that way I can see, okay, this person is doing this one, this is the order this person is doing these roles. And then it has one for 6 weeks all the way to 12 weeks. So that's how that is done. Then you have these student organizers. So this one has the role filled out. It's going to have the student's name at the top, the book title, and the pages you read each week. This is going to be used by the student. So you can put their name up top. This is going to tell them what role they have that week. And there's 6 roles, so there's 6 different ones of these, and you're just going to give it to the student based on the first role. So this one starts with discussion director, the next one would start with word wizard, and so on and so forth. Now, after these pages, we have a, this defines what each role should be. This is just an overall version. This is one that they can keep in their folders. This is one that you can keep in your binder just so you have it as a quick oh yeah, this person's supposed to be doing this today. And then they have the full page. So with these, I would put it in the order that my students are going to have that role. So if they start off as a discussion director, I'd have discussion director first. And then after the full page definitions, we have a worksheet that goes with it. So my discussion director has to have 5 questions for that, for the pages they read for that week, so that they can kind of help guide the discussion. And it just has a different worksheet for each role. And then after all of that, she did an amazing job here. She gave us a rubric. So this rubric has no name, no student information or anything like that, because this is all going in their folder. This is for them to keep and hold on to. Then she gives you an actual rubric where you can write the student's name. Now this one just has student name, their role, and then it has each section listed. So you can do all of the students from your group here, and you can keep this in your binder. That's what I plan on doing. Is just having one of these in my binder, but then I'm also filling out this one for each individual student. So I can this one has each section. I can give this back to my students and they can see exactly how they did that week. This one, like I said, I'm just keeping it in I'm just going to keep this one in my binder. So with that being said, if I had an issue with the student that week, I'm going to make a sheet where I can keep notes on how people did during their literature circle. Yeah, so I have 4 of these. Let me see, where is it? Okay, and then also included in the literature circle, she had, so it's literature circle discussion starters. So it's hey, our discussion director asks a question, somebody answers, and then it's I agree with you because I think that, and then so on and so forth. And then also our literature group guidelines. Now she gives 7 basic guidelines. It's be prepared, stay focused, be respectful, participate, listen carefully, no interrupting, and no put downs. So again, this is why I'm going to like guide this the first time we do this, and I do want to start this no later than our second week of school. I'm going to try to do it our first week of school and getting them into the routine of things and stuff. But again, that's if we even get to do literature circle. So we talked about literature circle. We talked about student info. I have this master copies. So this is going to have like my questionnaire that I'm doing. It has a nonfiction text feature activity that I want to do, and then it also has all of the copies from the literature circle. So this is everything I just showed you. This is going to go in their folder for that first week. It has their student name. It has a cover page that says lit circle folder name, so that it has their name. This is all going to be on the inside of their folders. Then it has everything else that I could possibly need. So it has the organizers for the students for up to 12 weeks. It has these just so I can make copies. So everything in here is so I can make copies. These over here are things that I don't want copied. So or that I don't want hole punched, because I want this sheet to be fully blank. So like this is for a UNO game. Again, amazing resource off of TPT. They have everything for ELA, math, and all that goodness. It's a card game that has different, it's a review card game. I don't know how to explain it. It's like UNO, but they actually have to write down their answer. It comes with a answer key and everything. So yeah, and then these are book talk questions. So it's like what to think about while they're reading. So these are bookmarks. I'm going to be giving them to my students to go with their independent reading. And then this is just that text features activity. So yeah, that's also a really awesome resource that I found on a I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I found that on Pinterest. Yes, that's what I was trying to say. And then I also have a binder for all of the standards. Now I am in Florida, so I can put these up on TPT. However, I might put these up on TPT. So these are all of the ELA and social studies standards, because I am only teaching ELA and social studies as of right now. If I find out I'm having to teach math and science also, I will add them into here. Now, I know our ELA standards are changing next year. So that's why I have specifically put 2020, 2021. Otherwise, I would just have standards across here. So what I did is I went on to CPOMS, which is our website, to find all of the Florida standards, and I just went through, copied each one exactly how they were listed on the website, and put them into a Word document, and yeah, copied and pasted it on here, and then put them in sheet protectors. Everything just fell. I like stacked everything up here in front of me, and it just all slid over into my pins. So yeah, that's that binder. Then I also have a lesson plans. This is blank, just has dividers. Oh, that's something else I didn't show you. So in my literature circle binder, I mentioned I have one lit circle binder for each like lit group. So I have 4 colors, 4 binders. Within each binder, I'm gonna have I do have tabs. So again, I couldn't find, oh wait, these do have pink. So I have to add the yellow tab to it, and I have to print off another like lit organization tab. But I have pink, green, blue, and I'll have yellow over here. So this is gonna just like help me keep each group organized. So this is, oh, I'm sorry, I'm going crazy. I'm losing my mind here for a second. So my purple group has pink, blue, and green that corresponds with my blocks. So this is going to help me keep each block organized. So purple group block 1, my first block I think is green. Yeah, so block 1 is green, so they go under the green tab. Block 2 is pink, so they go under the pink tab. Block 3 is blue, so they go under the blue tab. That makes sense. So my lesson plans are going to be done the same way. However, I'm not positive on that yet. I know in here I want to keep a copy of my lesson plans. I may actually do them by standard and by subject instead. And then I'm also going to put like my early finisher activities in here. So I'm still debating on that. But I have plenty of time to figure that out because today is only July 12th, July 11th or 12th. And we don't go back until August. Students don't come in until August 11th. I'm going to try to figure that out this week. But yeah. And then this is a professional development. So this is, I love having a place to store papers. It drives me insane not having anywhere to store papers. So in here I have my teacher calendar. My district calendar. I went through and just highlighted everything for the teachers. I have our payroll calendar. Again, I highlighted where we start. I have our assessment manual, so how teachers get assessed. And then I have a PD that I actually want to do. I want to do the Google Classroom PD so that I can get certified for Google, and that'll help me out some. And then I also want to get Microsoft and Apple certified too. Oh, that's the wrong way. Then I have, this binder is empty, but I just thought of something earlier that I was going to use it for, and I don't remember what that was. So yeah, we'll figure that out again here in a little bit. This is going to be my substitute binder, so it's currently empty, but this is going to have my schedule, intro letter. Again, there's plenty of videos on YouTube, Pocket Full of Primary, the Lettered Classroom. There's another one I've been recently watching. Again, I'll try to link it down in the description. They are all amazing. And then this is my back to school binder. So this has this is basic planning stuff, and then it has a bunch of activities that I could do if I wanted to or needed to. So I'm going to do one with listening, and that activity is in here. Now, again, I don't know how group seating is going to look yet, but if we are able to do community supplies and whatnot, I have these caddies. I know you've seen them everywhere. So a lot of people like to do different colored caddies for each table. I, however, am doing just solid black caddies because they have this long side. So I can put table group 1 or team 1, whatever, down the side in a colored paper, and then, yeah. Now, if I can't use these, I have an idea on how, for community supplies, I have an idea on how else to use these. But so far, that's what they're for. Now, the last thing that I got, this has turned into a really long video. I'm sorry, I've been talking your ears off today. So the last thing that I got is this Sterilite bin. These are the miniature bins. I have to make the labels for these still. But I bought a pack of 4 of these. I only wanted 3 though. And the reason being is because I'm going to put these in 3 crucial points throughout my classroom. So at my small group table, maybe one by the door, and one either at my desk or at the front of the room. It depends on where I actually need them. If I need another one, I can go get another one, no issue. It's just I only wanted 3 for right now. So I know I said I wasn't buying a bunch of organization stuff, and I've shown you a bunch of organization stuff, but this is how I'm actually organizing material without seeing what's already in my classroom. So I don't know what kind of cabinets or storage space of that sort that I'm going to have, but I know I'm going to have stuff that I need stored. So that's why I've shown you this organization stuff. So this is going to be nurse notes, band-aids, and maybe sticky notes, basic things that I would need throughout the classroom that I could be over here and have a student ask me if she can go to the bathroom. Yeah, sure. Here's a sticky note, hall pass, whatever. She needs to go to a nurse. Okay, you know where the nurse pads are. And on top of these, I want to set hand sanitizer And I might put like the little white lifesaver mints here too, because that could, and maybe some lotion, so that maybe students can try like that before they actually have to go to the nurse's room. Oh, I said last thing, I lied. So another thing I have is these black containers, buckets. They're $3-4 at the Dollar Tree. I only have 5 of them because my mom used one, and then she's like, hey, I don't need these. Do you want them? I'm like, yeah, sure. So, sharpened pencils and dull pencils. I created these labels with clip art, so I'm not going to be selling these because I don't have the rights to them. So I have one for sharpened pencils and dull pencils. I have attendance slips, lunch choices, and notes. So lunch choices is going to be how I take attendance. I know a lot of people already know about this, but crap, I keep saying last thing and remembering I have something else to show you. Oh well. So lunch choices is just going to be for my lunch board and how I take attendance in the morning. So each student will have to make their lunch choice, and then that'll also tell me who's not here when I take attendance. And then I have my teacher planner. I absolutely love the Happy Planner. I saw this one and I fell in love. So y'all know the saying, the world is hers for the taking, or whatever. I've seen a lot of variations of that. This one says the world is hers for the teaching. I am in love with this. And so it has like basic organization stuff. So and you can write down your schedule and important dates. And then it has the standard like monthly calendar. Here's where I fell in love. Look at how much space you have for each day. So it goes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And with each month at the beginning of it, it has like August checklist, important dates, and student birthdays. So I just fell in love with this. I love the Happy Planners. So that is basically everything. Thanks for coming to my video, guys. I hope you are back and watching more. I don't know how often I'm going to be uploading stuff. I'm going to try to do once a week, but I am still a first-year teacher, so we're going to see what happens. Bye, guys.